So, and at the end of time, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted my eyes to heaven, and my understanding returned to me. So huge is understanding. And I blessed the Most High and praised and honored him who lives forever. So if him lives forever, that means that his own God, which he mentioned earlier, Baal, Lord, doesn't live forever, because he's going to the lake of fire eventually, which is the second death, the true death. So, and at the end of the time, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted my eyes to heaven, my understanding returned to me, and I blessed the Most High. So look at that. When a person understands, that person realizes that he should bless the Most High. A person that doesn't bless the Most High, that doesn't accept that there is a Most High, that doesn't believe in him, that doesn't respect him, that doesn't listen to him, that doesn't seek his presence, that person is acting like an animal who doesn't understand what he or she is doing. But when we get understanding, we understand that we must look up and give thanks to him who allows us to look, to see, to understand. So, and I blessed the Most High and praised and honored him who lives forever. For his dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation, which is the kingdom that will be established at the end of times when Babel falls, like it is represented by this chapter. Like we see in Revelation 17 and 18, pretty much the great whore of Babylon being destroyed so that the true kingdom may be finally established, even though it's going to be established through the two witnesses during the first 3 years and a half. But then we have to go to the prepared place for a while and then come back in the world of Harmageddo and everything, every enmity pretty much from the people of the world. So all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. He does according to his will in the army of heaven. What I just mentioned, all the inhabitants of the earth who don't respect him are reputed as nothing. And that's why the army of heaven in Revelation 19, Harmageddo, will come to destroy all of those who are nothing, because they want to be nothing, because they believe that everything came from nothing. So they will go to nothingness, in the sense that they, believe in the Big Bang. They don't accept Yahweh, so they won't receive anything, because they believe in nothing. So, and all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. He does according to his will in the army of heaven. He does according to his will regarding the angels also. Army of heaven. And among the inhabitants of the earth, he does whatever he wants. And that's what we need to understand. Instead of fighting him, we should get on his side. And then he will tell us what is going to happen, why is going to happen, and why it should happen that way, instead of whatever we may think that things should be like. So, all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. He does according to his will in the army of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth. No one can restrain his hand. No one can restrain his hand, or say to him, what have you done? Exactly. They shouldn't, but people try. But once they finally see the truth, they will know how dumb it was to tell Yahweh why, or why don't you do things differently, or whatever people say to him or expect of him. No one can restrain his hand. He does whatever he wants. His hand is the last, just like the first is the arm. The arm and the hand are one in Yahweh, but he revealed himself in two different times. One as the arm, to gather, to forgive, and the other one as the hand, to harvest, but also to punish the evil ones. And interestingly, no one can restrain his hand. No one can restrain the second coming. No matter, even if nobody believes in it, nobody knows about it. That's why he comes as a thief in the night. That's why Yahushua said that he's coming when nobody expects him. Nobody can restrain his hand and what he's coming to do. Yahweh through his hand. the true doctrine. People will hate it, will try to restrain it, but nobody will be able. Even though they will even kill him, nobody will be able to restrain the kingdom from manifesting, because by that time when they kill him, it would have been already established. So no one can restrain his hand or say to him, what have you done? What have you done? Like it is written also that if the king says something, nobody can tell him, what have you done? Nobody can tell the king anything regarding what he says, thinks, or does. So if that is true for a king of flesh and blood, more so with the king who created all flesh and blood. So no one can restrain his hand or say to him, what have you done? What have you done? Everything that he does is perfect. But people cannot see how perfect it is yet, because they don't have the light to see. They don't want it. And some are walking with a different light, which is actually darkness. Yet they don't know, because they have become blinded by it.